Happy July 20th, Saturday. It's hot, it's humid. Luckily, it's only 80 degrees in the garage, but it's about 85 outside, 80% humidity, so it is friggin' miserable. Today we're going to do a little unboxing and cleaning up of the garage. I've got some steel parts ordered to make the rear slider bracket. I've got some aluminum blocks I'm going to make spacers out of. Got some 3/16 plate to make the slider mount out of. Hopefully it'll be in by next weekend, since I just ordered it, I think Wednesday night or Thursday night from Metals Depot. So yeah, that's it. I got 3-inch blocks of aluminum, 2 1/8-inch, guess they're not really blocks, but 1/8-inch pieces of aluminum, and then a 3/16 piece of steel that I'll mount on the tube that'll mount the bracket. And then the front slider bracket hole centers for some reason are 1/8-inch, 1/8-inch, inch and an eighth, inch and an eighth, and then 1 inch. So got 3 1-inch blocks, and I've got the 2 1/8-inch. I guess we'll call them shims. I'll put in there so that if I move the front up and down, I can move the back up and down equally. Keep the drive shaft angle, the pinion angle the same. And I can also make little shims and move the rear of the leaf spring up and down, which actually would change the pinion angle a little bit. So if I ever want to say, hey, what happens if I take away a degree or add a degree and a half of pinion angle, I can do the math and get shims made and do that as well. So I went to the new Harbor Freight, which is very close to my house. Saves me from driving like 25 minutes to the one I usually go to, so that's handy. Probably costs me more money now because this will be even easier in the middle of doing something. When I go, oh, I need something, I'll run and get it. The main thing I got today was a drill press. I'm going to need a drill press to drill those blocks of aluminum, make sure they're square. I was going to buy a used one, but just figured out the new Harbor Freight's open, why not go buy a new drill press. And I also need to clean and organize the garage a little better, so this will be a good day for that. While I don't have the metal. So without further ado, let's take a look at the central machinery. 16-speed heavy-duty floor drill press. It was $2.99, which if you go to Harbor Freight, they have this one, and then they have a little short one, and they're both $2.99. So I got the taller one. At least I hope I did. So that's that. I got, as you can see, there is a bunch of junk. I gotta figure out what to do with that pile in particular. That's all the dies for the tubing bender, plus the K-member, control arms, and my little Eastwood bead roller. Need to find a home for that, but it's getting kind of junked up in here quite heavily. I got some shelving above the garage door. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all that. I've got all this junk up here. Actually got a cooler sitting out on the patio I need to bring back in. Put back up. Got all that on top of that cabinet. Join the dark side and the cabinet. The LS world. Kind of hated to do it because I've always prided on being different. That's why my brother and I ran a big black Buick 455. Nobody around here, even in the 90s, had one of those. People would be freaked out, or not freaked out, people would trip out when it would have the hood open and they'd walk by and it had a 455 Buick as a front mount distributor. So the most common comment, since we had TA Performance cast aluminum valve covers that said Buick in big letters on them, people would always say, hey, of course, this was the 90s. It wasn't as easy to get custom stuff made as it is today. Hey, how did you get the Mopar 440 valve covers to say Buick? Or big block Ford was a little bit less common. But first comment we usually got was, oh, why are you guys running a 440 in a Buick Regal? And their eyes usually bug out when we tell them, no, this is a 455 Buick. TA Performance now makes aftermarket blocks, make several different versions of heads, but we had one of their first runs at aluminum heads. We had set of aluminum heads. We had a block girdle. We had some stuff, and actually, yeah, the 455 is over there behind the Falcon door over in the corner. It's been sitting there for at least 15, 20 years. I've lived in this house for 21 years, and that block has been there for a long time, since my brother sold his shop. And it's a short block. It's just crank, and the rods and pistons are in it. Yeah. A lot of the other stuff's up. Harbor Freight favorite tool of mine, these little snap knives. Right off the bat, we have instructions. We have, these are the handles for the spindle to pull the wheels head down. Know that this is going to be covered in oil. Let's get stuff out. This is obviously the base. Sure, it's open somewhere, but I'm trying to figure that out. Alright, got the base. Got a small box. What's in the box? What's in the box? It's your wife's head, Brad. Oh, there's the chuck and the chuck key. What's up, Chuck? Alright. There's the platform. That's aluminum. Yeah, that's got to be aluminum, as light as that is. Explains why this thing is not nearly as heavy as I thought it would be. Okay. We got some kind of handle. Who needs that? Some hardware. Oh, and some tools. Some kind of ring. I actually have to make me watch or read the directions here, because this is the base. I can already tell that. Yep, that goes there. This is the platform holder, work platform. Got that. Got a drill motor and the stand. So it does look like I will have to break down and read the directions. I should have another platform. The one in the store had two platforms, so I wonder if they just put it together wrong. Harbor Freight life. That's a Harbor Freight life. Never start your bolts with your tools, kids. Always start them by hand, because once you cross thread, especially these Chinese threads, there's no getting it back. So we start them by hand. That's pretty hideous down in there. What in the hell? A lot of casting flash. Alright, now they're started. We can ram them home. Hey, that's tight enough. Probably get a ratchet and... Good Lord, is this thing not warped? I don't know if you can see that, but that thing is machined by I think a blind Chinese man machined that. Oh. Okay, I guess this is universal. It can go either way. Oh, and I'll use some Chinese Tulios. Tulio. sure, how does the rack attach? It says to take the rack off of this, which it's already off. It says this is the transport position. Take the rack off. I guess it doesn't get broken. Let's see how it attaches. Look at it. It's 220 to 3600 RPM. Made in China. Screw for the cover. I see. It's just a snap type, I guess, kind of deal. So raise this up within 6 inches of the drill. That's probably good. This doesn't need to block them up. That's probably too high now. I got a 4x4. Okay, we're just breaking her in. All right, there we go. Let's see if we can tighten this up so she don't shake so bad. Oh yeah, there we go. We're supposed to open the jaws of the chuck all the way up. I'm supposed to put the handles on. I probably should put some Loctite on there. That'll be for another day when I'm cussing that these things keep falling out. I don't know if these are called drive handles. Thingamabobs. Drill, get her up, get her downs. How far down do they go in there? Do they ever bottom out? Alright. Evidently they do. They just go way down in the handle. Or in this spindle mover up or downer. Good Lord. They have quite the thread engagement. Alright, you might like to see what's going on here. I don't know, you might not. You might be like, Jesus, is this video you get this week? You're putting together a Harbor Freight drill, Drew? This is not the content that we want, but we realize it's the content we deserve. Alright. Clean this shit up. If that was correct, it didn't look like it's on all the way. So I got quite the haul today at the Harbor Freight. Somebody unboxed and put together the drill press. Got a box of XXL gloves. Because sometimes my sweaty hands won't go in the XLs very easy. Got a vise for the drill press. I got a new hole saw set because the tube notcher down here, the hole saws have to thread on. I've broken one hole saw down to my last one, so I need to get one. Transfer punch set. Transfer the holes on the brackets. I got a couple of flap discs. I mean, who doesn't need more flap discs? You need more flap discs in your life. A couple of clamps for the drill press. A round file. I mean, needed one of those. Oh, got some contact tips. Another flashlight I'll take to work when we're running the powder cut line, and I go back there. I need to look, see what's in the oven sometimes, what's in the wash line, make sure everything's running good. Next on the agenda is cleaning up this mess, making a little more space, organizing this. I had it pretty well off, and then I've gotten real sloppy as stuff's come in. Like I have a box over here. It's probably been sitting there for 2 months. It's got a couple of 3-jaw pullers. Just comes in pieces. Got to put them together. This box under here has my Jegs turbo headers. You probably can't hear me talk because of the fan, but That box has a Jegs turbo header, so I think it's going to go dun, 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 up there on top of the oil pan. Yeah, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of junk in boxes, a bunch of junk for a turbo 2.3 Ford 4-cylinder, like a turbo coupe. Like that box on the end, that box next to it, that pressure cooker over there. Those are all pieces. I've got a 2.3 block. Well, it's actually a short block, brand new crank bearings. Great block. It's and actually it's partially filled with Morosa hard block. I even have a, anybody is interested, loves the 2.3s. I got a Beauport stage 3 cam. Got an LS front cover to convert to the Gen 4 from VVT. It doesn't have displacement on demand, but it has VVT, and I'm gonna put a sloppy stage 2 cam in it. But yep, that's what I'm working on today. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I appreciate everybody watching and putting up with this and watching me sometimes struggle with this car, but it is what it is. It's an outlet. We'll call it therapy. Everybody needs a little therapy. Sometimes I do liquid therapy, but a lot of times it's garage therapy. Thanks.